Another interesting and exciting session with us here in Ascent Litigation, where we talk law, where we speak about topical issues that is happening in our Nigerian society, and as long as they have correlation of the law, be it politics, be it education, be it entertainment, be it sports, we shall talk about it and bet you this is the best classroom on air, because here we talk about being educative. It's an educative and enlightenment program where we sensitize the public and we ensure we contribute our own quota to mass legal literacy. That is our corporate social responsibility here from us here in Law Ascent, as a law firm and as a brand name. And in Ascent Litigation, we bring to you the juicy and topical issues that is happening within our community, within our nation, Nigeria. And whether it is politically related, whether it is entertainment related, whether it is sports, we always talk it out here. We bear our minds and we give to you the true position of the law so that you'll be better and well enlightened on what the law says about that situation. And today will not be any different. In fact, call it the biggest political war in Nigeria's history of 2023. You can call it the snowball, you can call it the avalanche, you can call it the political tsunami going on in the heartland, or rather in the oil-rich state known as River State. And you will not be wrong when you call it those names, any of those adjectives, whether a political avalanche, whether a cold war, whether a political earthquake, whatever you call it, that is what it is. If we are talking about a clash of political titans, and that is what we are going to be discussing today, the Cold War between the current governor of River State, Simialaibe Fubara, and his predecessor, the person of Chief Barrister Ezobuwonyesom WIKE. And we're talking about the practical constitutional steps in impeaching a governor of a state in Nigeria. We have titled it Sim versus WIKE, constitutional steps in impeaching a governor of a state in Nigeria. Now we recall that we woke up the morning of Monday, the 29th day of October 2023, with the news that the members of the National Center for Assembly of River State, under the leadership of Right Honorable Martin Amewule, being the Speaker of River State House of Assembly, has started an impeachment proceeding against the current governor of River State, Sir Simialaibe Fubara. And then many persons ask the question, is it that Fubara will be removed within a period of 1 week? What is the political fate of Simialaibe Fubara? And then we heard about meetings upon meetings, visitation by River State elders at the night to Governor Simialaibe Fubara's residence, and then the next morning they jetted out to Abuja to visit his predecessor, Chief Sir Barrister Ezobuwonyesom WIKE in Abuja. It was a case of the elders speaking from one side of the mat at the night, and the next morning they spoke from the other side of the mat. One half in the evening, they were saying that they are supporting the governor so as to ensure there is political stability in River State. Meanwhile, the next morning, they went to the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Chief Barrister Ezobuwonyesom WIKE, and said they are in support of him as the leader or the political leader of River State, and they stand by him. Now, that has caused some form of cold war between the current governor and his predecessor. And then we ask the question, is it that the River State House of Assembly took far-reaching steps that is beyond their powers? Because we had the governor, the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory and the immediate past governor of River State saying that impeachment is a constitutional right of the members of the House of Assembly, and they are free to exercise such rights. Now, if it is a constitutional right, are there steps, procedures, processes that the Constitution has laid down that must be followed? That is what we are going to discuss this day. And we are going to start with the first step. If the Rivers State House of Assembly sincerely and truly wants to follow the Constitution and impeach the governor, the first step they are going to take, or they should have taken, is to have a resolution of 1/3 of its members in the State House of Assembly signing a notice of allegation against the governor, where they will clearly state the offences of the governor and such offences amounting to a gross misconduct of an abuse of office. Now, what this means is that the Rivers State House of Assembly has a total number of 32 members. 1/3 of that 32 members should be at the region of 11. Now, that means that if 11 out of the 32 members of the House of Assembly will sit, and then they will sign a notice of allegation against the governor, stating that the governor has committed a gross misconduct for which he should be impeached, or impeachment proceedings should be commenced against him. Now the question is, what amounts to gross misconduct? Because we heard the governor saying over time that they should come and tell him his offense for which they want to impeach him. Now the same constitution defines what a gross misconduct is. The constitution says gross misconduct amounts to violation or breach of any of the provisions of the Constitution, or any act which the members of the House of Assembly or the National Assembly, in the case of the president, considers to be gross misconduct. Now, one part of the definition of gross misconduct says it must be strictly in line with breach of any part of the Constitution. The other parts of definition of the word gross misconduct now says is any act which the State House of Assembly consider to be or cause to be gross misconduct. Now we'll come to actually if it is reasonable, some instances, if it be unreasonable, where members of the State House of Assembly calculate events, activities, acts of the governor to be gross misconduct. Meanwhile, actually, they may not amount to gross misconduct. So that is the first step. So 1/3 of the total number of House of Assembly members must sign a notice of allegation against the governor. Be it Rivers State, be it on those states that is having that has a deputy governor that is embattled with impeachment proceeding against him, or be it any other state in Nigeria, 1/3 of the members of the House of Assembly must first of all sign a notice of allegation against the governor. After signing that notice of allegation against the governor, that notice is submitted to the Speaker of the House of Assembly. Now, the Speaker, upon receipt of that notice of allegation against the governor, is meant to serve on the governor within 7 days of the receipt of that notice of allegation. Serve on the governor that notice. And the governor now has 7 days after receipt of the notice of allegation against him to reply to that notice of allegation, stating his own side of the story. He may be stating his ignorance about the whole incident, he may be stating his guilt of the allegation, or he may be stating his innocence of the allegation. Now note, the governor is not under any compulsion to reply the notice of allegation against him that was served on him to the Speaker of the House of Assembly. That is the first step. So we ask ourselves the question, did the Rivers State House of Assembly, under the leadership of Right Honorable Martin Amewule, receive a notice of allegation against the governor of Rivers State, Similai Befubaba, and that notice of allegation signed by not less than 11 members of Rivers State House of Assembly to warrant an impeachment proceeding against the governor of Rivers State? That is the first question. The answer is left for the members of the House of Assembly to come to the public and tell us. Now, the second step is that after receipt of that is after receipt of the notice of allegation by the Speaker, within 14 days from the date of receipt of the notice of allegation on the to the speaker, for which the speaker is not to transmit that notice of allegation to the governor, the House of Assembly shall reconvene for the purpose of debating on the strength or otherwise of the notice of allegation. And if the notice of allegation finds some form of support from the other members of the House of Assembly, then not less than 2/3 of the members of the House of Assembly shall then pass a resolution that notice of allegation should not be investigated. Now follow me. The first step was by 1/3 of the members of the House of Assembly who are to sign the notice of allegation. The second step is by 2/3 of the members of the House of Assembly who are now going to have a resolution or pass a resolution that notice of allegation should not be investigated upon. Now note, whenever the Constitution in this very aspect talks about 1/3 or 2/3, it is 1/3 of the entire members of the House of Assembly, and 2/3 of the entire members of the House of Assembly, and not just 1/3 or 2/3 of members present and sitting at any point in time. It is of the entire number of the House, whether they are present or not, that must give such resolution. That is to say, if the members of the Assembly wants to go ahead to impeach the governor, it must have a resolution by 22 members out of the 32 members of the House of Assembly, giving a resolution that the governor, the notice of allegation against the governor should not be investigated. Now, having passed that resolution, the second step ends, and then the third step begins. Now, the third step is that the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly or any other House of Assembly in Nigeria will now, within 7 days of that resolution being passed, write to the Chief Justice of the state, asking of the Chief Justice of the state to set up a panel, investigative panel, comprising of 7 persons who must be of unquestionable integrity. That is the words of the Constitution. Those 7 members must be of unquestionable integrity, not being a member of the public service, not being a member of the legislative house, and not being a member of any political party. Now, the Chief Judge of the state, having set up the 7-man panel, that 7-man panel will now call the governor to come and defend himself, either in person or through his legal representative, that is his legal practitioner. Now, the governor, if he fails to appear, if he fails to show up, it is deemed that he has waived his right of fair hearing. It is not like the first notice of allegation that was served on him, for which he has 7 days to reply, and it's discretionary. He may decide not to reply with respect to the notice of allegation. But with respect to the panel being set up by the Chief Judge of the state to investigate the governor does not have a right not to appear or not to have a legal representative to represent him in the panel. If he fails to appear, it is deemed that he has waived his rights to fair hearing, and he cannot be heard to say that he was not given fair hearing by the panel. Now, that panel, having been set up, has within 3 months to finish its investigation and come up with a report. Now, after completion of its investigation and drawing up of its report, the panel shall now present its report to the House of Assembly. Now, upon receipt of the report by the House of Assembly, if the panel's report indicts the governor, in the person of Simlaibe Fubaba, if that panel report indicts him as being guilty of the allegations as stated in the notice of allegation by the initial 1/3 members of the House of Assembly of Rivers State, if that panel indicts him on that ground, then the House of Assembly shall within 14 days now convene and pass a resolution. If that resolution to impeach the governor is passed by 2/3 of the members, not less than 2/3 of the members of the House of Assembly, then the governor shall stand impeached immediately. But if the report indicts the governor and then the House of Assembly convenes within 14 days after the submission of the report of the panel, of the investigative panel, and there could not be a resolution of the House of Assembly by 2/3 majority resolving to impeach the governor, then that report and of the investigative panel ceases to exist and the impeachment proceeding ends. But if that panel report is upheld by 2/3 majority of the House of Assembly members, then the governor immediately stands impeached. Now, the beautiful thing about impeachment proceeding is that the Constitution now makes it, forbids it, prohibits any court in Nigeria from looking into the legality or otherwise of the impeachment. However, the court has the powers to look into the process leading to the impeachment of the governor and can declare the process illegal if it doesn't follow the 5 steps I have laid down, which is number 1, that there must be a notice of allegation against the governor signed by 1/3 of the members of the House of Assembly and served on the governor through the Speaker of the House of Assembly. Number 2, that the House of Assembly can now reconvene for the purpose of determining whether to investigate that notice of allegation or not. That is within 14 days of the transmission of the notice of allegation to the Speaker of the House of Assembly. Number 3 is that the Speaker of the House of Assembly, if a resolution of 2/3 majority has agreed, or the House of Assembly has agreed that the notice of allegation should be investigated, the Speaker shall now write to the Chief Judge of the state, asking the Chief Judge of the state to set up a 7-man panel to investigate the governor. 4, the 7-man panel shall within 33 months of its creation or of its establishment or of its inauguration call on the governor to come and give evidence and state his defense. After that 3 months, the panel is bound to issue its report. That is the 5th step. The report will now be issued or presented to the House of Assembly. The House of Assembly, within 14 days after presentation of the report, if the report indicts the governor, shall have a resolution of 2/3 majority for them to be able to impeach the governor, and the governor shall be so impeached if the House vets or assents or accepts the report of the panel indicting the governor by 2/3 majority votes. But if the House could not get a 2/3 majority vote, then the report of the panel which indicted the governor stands to be null and void, and the impeachment proceedings ends. except the House of Assembly in Rivers State follows these 5 laid down constitutional steps in impeaching the governor of Rivers State, then that impeachment process or proceedings can be challenged in court and will be held to be null and void. And even if the governor is impeached, the court can reinstate the governor, just as it did in the case of Ayodele Fayose of Ekiti State in 2006. This is where we'll draw the curtain in today's session. Hope you've learned a lot. Please, as usual, we will always want to get your feedback, questions, and suggestions on how to reach out to you better. Please do well to drop your questions and suggestions on the comment section of whatsoever platform you're streaming us from, and we will gladly respond to whatsoever question you have or whatsoever suggestions you put out there. Do well to reach out, log on to our website www.lawaccents.info.com to get articles on all our previous topics and equally these very topics, so that you can read further and be more enlightened. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel by going on to YouTube and just searching for Law Accents. Click the subscription button, hit the notification bell, and get notification whenever we publish any of our videos. Until we come again your way next week, same time, from us here in Asset Radio and Assets Litigation, we say goodbye and shalom.